Marcus Bennett knocked on the office door 3 times, waited the mandatory 5 seconds as company protocol required, then pushed it open with his cleaning cart. 3:47 a.m. The executive floor should have been empty for hours. He'd been cleaning Titan Industries headquarters for 2 years now, working the graveyard shift from midnight to 8. At 34, with a 6-year-old daughter at home, it wasn't glamorous work, but it was steady. His ex-wife had left when Zoe was 2, deciding single motherhood wasn't her vibe. Now it was just Marcus and Zoe against the world. The CEO's corner office was his last stop, always spotless because Jessica Chen barely used it, preferring to work from the innovation lab downstairs. Marcus had seen her maybe twice in 2 years, always from a distance. Young, maybe early 30s, always moving fast, always surrounded by executives. He wheeled his cart inside, already mentally planning his route. Empty the trash, dust the desk, vacuum, wipe down the windows. 20 minutes tops, then he could head home to relieve Mrs. Patterson, his elderly neighbor who watched Zoe while he worked. Marcus was halfway across the office when the private bathroom door opened. Jessica Chen stepped out, mid-motion, pulling a blouse over her head, wearing only slacks and a bra. They both froze. For one endless, mortifying second, they just stared at each other. Marcus's face flooding with heat, Jessica's eyes widening in shock. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Marcus spun around so fast his cart rattled, nearly knocking over his supplies. "I knocked, I waited. The schedule said the floor was clear." No, it's my fault." Jessica's voice was rushed, embarrassed. He heard fabric rustling as she frantically dressed. "I've been here for 36 hours straight, lost track of time. I was just changing into fresh clothes from my gym bag. I didn't think... I should have knocked louder. I'm so sorry, Ms. Chen. This is completely unprofessional. I can come back." "It's fine, really, just give me 10 seconds. Marcus kept his back turned, staring intently at the wall, his heart hammering. This was it. He was getting fired. Didn't matter that it was an accident. The CEO walks out of her bathroom and the janitor's there. He'd be lucky if security just escorted him out instead of calling the police. "Okay," Jessica said finally. "I'm decent. You can turn around." Marcus turned slowly. Jessica was now fully dressed in a fresh blouse and blazer, her dark hair slightly mussed. Her face was flushed, but she managed a strained smile. "I am so incredibly sorry, Ms. Chen. Marcus, right?" She surprised him by knowing his name. "I've seen you on the security monitors. You're the one who always reorganizes the supply closet and leaves sticky notes reminding people to recycle." Yes, ma'am." "Please don't call me ma'am. I'm 32, not 60. Jessica rubbed her temples. "Look, this is awkward for both of us, but it was an accident. You followed protocol. I was the one who shouldn't have been here at 4 in the morning, practically living in my office because I can't seem to balance work and life." The admission surprised him. CEOs didn't usually confess their struggles to janitors. "I won't tell anyone," Marcus said. "I promise. And I'll come back later to clean." "No, stay, please. I need to grab my stuff and get out of here anyway. I have a board meeting in 4 hours and I look like I've been hit by a truck." She gathered papers from her desk, shoving them into a leather bag. Then she stopped, looking at him more carefully. "You take the night shift to be home with your daughter during the day, don't you?" Marcus blinked. "How do you know that?" "I read all the employee files when I took over as CEO 6 months ago. Single father, degree in mechanical engineering from State, worked at Morrison Manufacturing before they closed. You're overqualified for this job." "It's honest work? And the schedule lets me be there for Zoe?" "Zoe, she's 6, right?" Jessica's expression softened. "I respect that. Most people prioritize career over kids. You prioritized your kid." "She's all I've got," Marcus said simply. Jessica studied him for a long moment. "Can I ask you something? And I need you to be honest, not just tell me what you think I want to hear." "Okay, the MK7 prototype, the one in the innovation lab. You've seen it, right? When you cleaned down there?" Marcus hesitated. He wasn't supposed to acknowledge he even knew what was in the lab, but Jessica was waiting. "Yes." What do you think of it? Miss Chen, I'm a janitor. With a mechanical engineering degree, what do you think? Marcus took a breath. Honestly? The hydraulic system's overcomplicated. You've got redundancies on top of redundancies, which makes it reliable, but also heavy and expensive. If you simplified the valve array and used a direct drive system instead of the pulley mechanism, you'd cut weight by 30% and production costs by probably 40%. Jessica's eyes widened. You analyzed our prototype while emptying trash cans? I have a 6-year-old daughter who asks why about everything. You get good at analyzing systems. Marcus immediately regretted speaking. I'm sorry. I'm way out of line. No, you're absolutely right. Jessica pulled out her phone, typing rapidly. We've been arguing about that hydraulic system for 3 months. Engineering says it's necessary. Production says it's too expensive. You just solved the problem in 30 seconds. I'm sure your engineers... My engineers are brilliant, but they've been staring at this thing so long they can't see the obvious anymore. Fresh eyes matter. Jessica looked up from her phone. Marcus, how would you like a real job? Engineering consultant. We'd start you at $70,000, full benefits, flexible hours so you can still pick up your daughter from school. Marcus's mouth went dry. You're offering me a job? After I accidentally walked in on you? I'm offering you a job because you're talented, observant, and apparently capable of solving problems my 6-figure engineers can't figure out. Jessica's smile was genuine now. The awkward bathroom incident is just how we met. Weird story for the employee file, but whatever. I don't understand. Why would you... Because I built this company from nothing, and I did it by recognizing talent wherever I found it. Not just in people with fancy degrees and perfect resumes. Jessica's voice grew passionate. You know what I see when I look at you? I see someone who put his kid first, took a job that was beneath his skill level and still managed to notice things everyone else missed. That's the kind of person I want on my team. Marcus felt his eyes burn. I have a 6-year-old who needs stability. I can't take risks. This isn't a risk. It's an opportunity. Jessica wrote something on her business card and handed it to him. That's my personal cell. Think about it. Talk to your daughter if you want. But Marcus, you're worth more than a night shift cleaning job. Let someone finally see that. Marcus went home that morning in a daze. He picked up Zoe from Mrs. Patterson's, made her breakfast, and tried to process what had happened. Daddy, why do you look funny? Zoe asked around a mouthful of cereal. I had a weird night, baby girl. Good weird or bad weird? Marcus thought about Jessica's offer. About the money that would mean better schools for Zoe, a safer apartment, not living paycheck to paycheck. About being able to use his brain instead of just his hands. About someone seeing his potential instead of just his job title. I think good weird, he said slowly. Someone offered Daddy a new job today. Will you still read me bedtime stories? Every single night, that's non-negotiable. Then you should take it, Zoe declared with 6-year-old certainty. Mrs. Patterson says you're the smartest person she knows. You should have a smart person job. Marcus laughed, hugging his daughter. When did you get so wise? 3 days later, Marcus called Jessica's personal number. If the offer's still open, I'd like to accept. It's open. When can you start? I need to give 2 weeks' notice at my current job. Start Monday. I'll handle your transition. Jessica paused. And Marcus? Thank you for taking a chance. I have a feeling we're going to do great things together. She was right. Within 6 months, Marcus had redesigned 3 major product lines, cutting costs and improving efficiency across the board. Within a year, he was promoted to senior engineering consultant. Within 2 years, he was director of innovation. And through it all, Jessica remained not just his boss, but his friend. Someone who understood the single-parent struggle, who never made him choose between career and daughter, who'd seen past a janitor's uniform to the engineer underneath. You know what's funny? Jessica said one day, as they reviewed patent applications. If I hadn't been so exhausted, I lost track of time. If you hadn't followed your cleaning schedule exactly, if any little thing had been different that night, we might never have had this conversation. Most awkward job interview ever, Marcus agreed, grinning. But effective. Jessica smiled. Sometimes the best things come from the most uncomfortable moments. You just have to be willing to see past the embarrassment to the opportunity. 5 years after that mortifying encounter in the CEO's office, Marcus stood on stage at the company's annual meeting, accepting an award for innovation excellence. In the audience, Zoe, now 11, sat next to Jessica, both of them beaming with pride. His life had changed forever the night he accidentally walked in on the CEO. Not because of the accident itself, but because Jessica Chen had seen past the awkwardness to recognize his worth. Because she'd believed in him when he'd stopped believing in himself. And because sometimes the most embarrassing moments of your life turn out to be the doorway to your destiny. You just have to have the courage to walk through it. Even if you walked through it accidentally while pushing a cleaning cart.